Libra, baby, welcome back to your Throne Talk Thursday. Let's dive right in and see what divine messages Spirit has for you today. You're being called to, okay. You're being called to lead with trust, okay? Trust, okay? Um, with your ability to create, okay? To lead with love, but also remembering to stay, sharp, stay on point. Okay, you're being called to lead in an abundant manner, and I was talking with Gemini about the meaning of abundance. Okay, because I think for a lot of us, we feel like abundance is always referring to the material, physical material aspect of it, but abundance is bigger than that. Okay, and so when you're being called to lead with abundance, it's meaning leading like you are in 10 of cups energy all across the board. 10 of cups mentally, 10 of cups physically, 10 of cups spiritually, 10 of cups emotionally. Okay, you're going to move in a manner of someone who is abundant. You ever seen someone who is genuinely happy? Yeah, that's the way you're being called to lead. Nothing can really, stop their shine or ruin their day. Okay? They take everything with a grain of salt. Like they don't take nothing, um, they don't emphasize on things too much. Okay? It's almost like Gemini energy. I'm sorry, not Gemini. It's air energy. I'm so sorry, love. It's air energy, just going with the flow. Okay, they're not impacted by negativity or I'm saying not saying that negative things don't happen, but they're so abundant. They're so happy. They're so peaceful. They're so balanced that they don't allow negativity to influence the overall outcome of their day. That's exactly how Spirit said it to me. Okay. So you're being called to lead with abundance, with an abundance like mentality. Okay. What's going to help you support that? Jesus. Yeah, it's a go. Okay. You got a lot of green lights out here. Okay. What's going to help support that is you just, remain ambitious. Okay. Use your intelligence. Okay. You want to be practical. Okay. You want to, if you say be a person of your word. Okay. You want to just, remembering to be kind, to have that discipline, self-discipline. Okay, just moving in a light, moving in a way of your highest self. Okay, and that's what's going to support you with leading like an abundant person. Okay. Yeah, you have to block out any you have to block out any emotional pain, any sadness. Not sure if you're going through anything right now, but you need to release any previous, and I'm getting this might be past. Yeah, I'm getting this might be past. So any emotional trauma that impacted you, you need to release that. Okay. And I said block, and I'm so sorry. Because it's this is a block that you need to release. Okay. So anything that's gonna block your heart chakra, you need to release and let go. Okay. We need you moving in an abundant manner. Okay. I'm hearing um love like you never lost. Okay. You ever like that's strong in itself. Just those words are strong in itself, Libra, because that is a different type of strength. Even after betrayal, even after heartbreak, pain, sadness, a loss in love, you still get up and move like you've never experienced love, like you're just like this hopeless romantic. Okay. And so um it really takes like I said, that's a really a different type of strength. Okay. And so you're being asked to move in that manner. Okay. Because if you don't, you're gonna block your ability you're gonna block this abundant energy that you're needing right now. Okay. And that's, this week may be hard for some of my Libras. Maybe you are, and have a bit of nostalgia about, past connections, and it could be weighing in on you. But we need to, Spirit is saying right now, it's important to release. It's important to forgive. It's important to, love despite. All right. And what's coming in for you, you're getting some material benefits. Okay. Material benefits. If you have any debt, you're going to be able to pay that debt. If you have, if you're needing, like, if you're applying for like any loans or any grants or anything like that, it's going to be gifted to you. All right. There's going to be a balance in your finances. You're going to get that financial support that you're needing. Okay. So just keep in mind that we don't want to block off the heart chakra, because anytime that we close off our heart chakra, we block it, it's going to block the flow of creativity. It's going to block that flow of abundance. Abundance is what gives you the ability to create, to co-create, to generate prosperity. Okay. To be in a place of love. Okay. It's something about the heart, the heart, emotionally, mentally, and physically, that, if it's blocked, if it blocks, then it cuts off access to, other as important things that you need. And I'm thinking, and when I'm speaking on it, I'm thinking about the actual body, right? We need our heart to pump, blood throughout our body. And so if we have veins that are blocked, we can't get that flow to go through, and ultimately we die off, we kill ourselves off, or we block what we need. Okay. And so that's the same thing here, Libra. We have to remain we have to keep our heart open, okay, to allow this flow of abundance to go through, allow this love, this prosperity, this creativity, this sensuality for love, this, we have to allow, that nurturing aspect of us, Libra. We have to allow it to flow through. Okay. So maybe um I was trying to think of ways you could work on. And I think that's what I feel like for some of my Libras, it might be a challenge for you this week, just for the simple fact that I don't know if you're being triggered or if you're just simply having nostalgia, but there's something that is tugging on the heart right now. And we need you to transmute. That's what I'm hearing. We need you to transmute that, or, shift the energy. Some type of I'm hearing whatever it is that you've been through, you made it through. You made it out. You're not at a loss. You made it out. Okay? You need yeah. You are yeah, it's some things that you're still trying to process internally, okay? And whatever you need to do in order to remove this block around your heart, whatever this is that's tugging at, your emotions, with the heart, You have to, we need to work through that. And we need to work through that. But understand, Libra, that you're not a victim of circumstances. Okay. You made it out. Okay. And not only did you make it out, but you made it out on top. Yeah, I got a group of Libras that are, you're dwelling on something. You're dwelling on some type of hurt or pain. You're dwelling on it. But spirit is telling you that you need to, yeah, you got to move on from this, love. You got to move on from this. You got to move on from this. Whatever this was from the past, it's not something that was, it was not nothing that was divinely orchestrated. It was never meant for you. So even if, they would have been doing, I can't even say it like that. I think what I need to be honest and just keep it real with you. It was never meant for you, Libra. It was never meant for you. It was not going to work. Okay. You needed to, you guys weren't on the same page. Okay. Even when on a spiritual page, you guys weren't even the same on the same level. Okay. Morally, you guys were not on the same level. Okay. They were, they had their own, selfish, you know, tendencies. I'm hearing this might have been a person who, they were more, you were more, I'm getting, there might be some Libras where they came out of a connection where, you were more, you were like really into it. Like you were really in love for the love. And I think this person was just, you move out of love, Libra, and this person moves out of lust. So it's easy for them to, talk to multiple people. It's easy for them to go from one person to the next easily because they're not moving out of love. They're moving out of lust. It's very important that you release yourself from this energy. Um, I'm feel you're already out of this situation. I just feel like you're just, it's something about this connection that it just really has you all in your head. You're in you keep thinking about it, and it's weighing in on your emotions. It's pulling at your heart. Like, they must have, I could see how it really hurts because you were in it genuinely and they were not moving in a way of love. Okay. They weren't moving in a way of love. And I'm not, and that's not to say that they did not love you, because they could have absolutely loved you, but they didn't love you the way that, you needed to be loved. But I say, and when I said that, I just thought about, but I'm the type of person, I love everybody. You know, I do. I love my exes, but I don't love them in a way to want to be with them. I love them in a way like, I would hate to see anything bad happen to them. But that's how I feel about people in general. So, this person could have loved you, but not in a way, that you required, or, morally for you, or that aligned for you, or that was good for you. If you would have stayed in that connection, it would have blocked a lot of things for you. I'm getting that you need to look at it from a different perspective, Libra. I think the way that you're looking at the situation is causing you pain, but you need to shift the view of the dynamics of that relationship. To, you have to we have to be factual. We have to state facts, okay? And I'm getting for some of my Libras, like you probably thought this was your person. You thought this was the person that you were gonna be with. It's you thought this was the person you was gonna be with. And that might be why you're very trippy right now. Cause this it got you in your head bad. You need to release that, Libra. And I don't like when I say it like that, but there's no other way for me to say it. I can't even sugarcoat it like, right? I feel you. I feel, that sense of betrayal. I feel we've all been betrayed before. We've all been heartbroken before. Okay. And if you haven't, then okay, that's good for you. But it's a lot of us that have experienced heartbreaking pain and loss when it comes to love. Okay, we have. So I definitely can relate, Libra. But what I'm trying to say is, this is not the energy that that you want to lay in. You can't lay there. There's no room for you to lay in this energy. Okay, the only thing you're gonna do is block what's meant for you. You're gonna block your abundance. You're gonna block your abundance, and spirit is you're gonna block your abundance that you're being spiritually gifted. It's like you're fighting yourself. You find yourself, but there's something bigger in store for you. There's something much bigger in store for you. And you know what I'm getting an energy like it's okay to, feel those feelings. You know what I used to do, Libra? When I used to get in a space, when me and my kids' dad split up, it hurt me a lot, And so, but when I had realized that it was better, when I let go and realized it was better, there were times where things would get difficult for me, and I would think back on the connection, and it would create what I'm going to say, like this similar feeling and thinking about heartbreak and betrayal. But what I used to do, I used to get down on my knees, because to me, it's something about humbling yourself for God, humbling yourself for spirit, humbling yourself for divine. Like, even when, like, I meditate, I pray, I meditate, I talk to spirit, I talk to God, but it's something for me about humbling myself. So I actually get down on my knees to put myself in the act of. So whatever, so and it's like a sense of surrendering. I'm surrendering whatever this is that I'm carrying, and I'm giving it to a higher power. Okay. And I'm getting for a lot of my Libras, I think you need to probably do something similar. Get down and surrender. Whatever way you talk to God, whatever way you talk to spirit, divine, or universe, get in a position that is like you're surrendering, because you need to release this. You need to release this. This is hard for you right now, and you need to release this, and you need to say that. You need to talk and speak up. You need to speak on it and say, I really want, explain it. I loved XY, I love such and such, but they were not right. And talk about it, talk about it and say it. Okay. And let it be known. And, although I know this person is not any good for me and I'm trying to move on, but I keep finding myself in this energy and I need your help. And I want to surrender. I give you everything. I just give it to you because I don't know what else to do. Like, just surrender it, because this is key right now. It's vital for you to release whatever this is that's weighing in on your heart, and I can tell that it's weighing heavy on your heart, because I feel it when I'm talking, and like when I'm explaining it. Like, it took me back to when I was in this same energy, this same Three of Swords energy. Okay. A lot of us have been in that Three of Swords energy before, so we definitely can relate. This is not is we listen and we don't judge, okay? Like this is, this is a. It feels like right now, it reminds me, it's very familiar for me. Okay, I remember being in that place. I remember how heavy, my heart was. How it, just how it could be heavy, And maybe you're not like this all day long, but it's like when you get by yourself you start to get this, you feel this Three of Swords energy, okay? And so you just, my heart really goes out to you. It really does. I really, I really sympathize, you know. The only thing is, like right now in your life, Libra, is important. Like this is your window of opportunity, okay? And so right now for you, the most important thing is to transmute that pain into love. How you're going to do it, I don't know. I can't tell you exactly. You have to figure out what works for you. Okay. I gave you an example of what I did and it worked for me. If I had to do it every day, I did it every day. And eventually, that heaviness on my heart, it eventually eased up. It released off of my heart. And I was able to get to a state where when I'm alone, I'm happy and I'm at peace. I'm content. Okay. You have to find, you know, what works for you with removing this burden off of your heart, because ultimately it's blocking. Like what I'm getting right now is blocking, and it's gonna block your abundance from coming in. And I think that you know this. I think that it maybe not know, but you know that you shouldn't allow yourself to, sit in that energy. And I get you're fighting yourself right now. Like you're in your head and you're fighting yourself. You're fighting your emotions. You're fighting your emotions. But, you know, if only you can see what spirit sees. If only you could see what I see in these cards, emotions I get in this card, because it's like that person is not even worth feeling like this about. They're not even worth feeling like this about. Like you have so much in store for you. You have so much in store for you. And I do feel like eventually you will get to a space where you are, comfortable with being by yourself. Or at least, excuse me, at least, comfortable with standing, by yourself until, you're ready to, get back into the dating field. But honestly, you can't get back into the dating field until you release this. You have to release that energy. You have so much in store for you. Maybe you're seeing it right now, maybe you're not, but I'm here to tell you that you have so much in store for you, especially when you allow yourself to be grounded, okay? Emotionally. When you allow yourself to become grounded emotionally, allow yourself, that grace, allow yourself that grace, allow yourself to be soft, allow yourself to still be, to love. You are limitless, like you're full of potential. You know, you're holding on to those burdens on your heart, and it's heavy, and it's, you got to let it go. You got to. You got to fight through, these. Maybe when you start getting, it's like, I don't want you to suppress it. I want you to actually feel whatever you're feeling, but push through it and understand, um, you know, understand understand that you letting go was vital, okay? And the person didn't walk away from you, you walked away from them. Ultimately, because if you allow them to come back, they will. They will absolutely come back. But you're choosing to release yourself from that person and from that energy so that you can could step into something better. Now you need to release yourself emotionally. You release physically. Now you need to release emotionally. It's hard. I know it's hard. It's somebody that you really cared about, but I want you to see the bigger picture. Okay? I do. I want you to change the perspective of how you're looking at the outcome of this situation. Or even if it's what you're thinking about, maybe the actual relationship, look at it differently. I don't know if you're looking at it like, how could you been so stupid or dumb, or whatever the case may be, take it how it resonates. But there was nothing dumb or stupid about you. I never look at anyone like they're dumb or stupid when they move out of love. I love a person who it can love, has the capability of being vulnerable. It's up to a person, like you showed your vulnerability to a person because you trusted them enough to. I'm hearing Mary J. Blige. That's why I don't mind saying I love you, and yeah, like you was very vulnerable with this person. You trusted them. You put your heart on the sleeve, and they took advantage of that. It's not on you. The joke's not on you. The joke is on them. Let's keep it 1K. Like, I'm mature. Somebody else might talk and be like, "Oh, you got played. How you letting them run game on you? I would have did this." Love is not about games. Love is not about games. Love is not a game. Love is about being vulnerable, being open, willing to fight. Who are you willing to go through challenges with to endure love? Like, that's what love is about. So don't feel like you played yourself. Don't feel stupid or anything like that. Because once you shift the perspective and change the narrative of things, you're going to be successful in overcoming this block on your heart. It's going to restore the balance. Because, yeah, I knew it had to be something. The way you're looking at it is all wrong, love. It's an illusion around the way that you're looking at this relationship. It's an illusion at the way that you're looking at it. Yeah, you have nostalgia real bad. You and your fit, yeah, but you're looking at it the wrong way. You have to look at it and shift the perspective. Okay, shift the narrative of the story. You in your head bad. You have to shift it. Yeah. Five of Pentacles energy. But listen, they, not you. Okay, understand that they are the Five of Pentacles. You're not. Okay, you're not. Never have, never will be. Understand that. I'm hearing you are like a breath of fresh air for them. You are that flow and balance in their life. I feel like the person gonna have bad luck. Shit gonna be going like their path gonna be blocked and all type of stuff. I really do feel like it. I feel like when they got with you, you because of your pureness, you know, who you are authentically, you made things easy for them. Things flowed. Things started to balance in their life based off the good that you do. And they knew that, but they still avoided the truth. But they still avoided the truth. But Libra, yeah, you gotta all that stressing, all that anxiety you giving yourself, all that Three of Swords energy, you have to end it. It has to come to an end. Okay? It has to come to an end. It has to come to an end. You're being too hard on yourself. You're being too hard on yourself. And you could be putting this person in the light like they was, you put them on a pedestal anyways, a pedestal that they didn't even deserve. A pedestal that they didn't even fucking deserve. Let that shit go. Let it go. Let it go. Restore the balance so you can lead with your abundance, because you are very abundant right now, Libra. You are. This is your window of opportunity. Don't blow it for, someone who giving emotional energy to someone who never even deserved it in the first place. Take care.